What's going on, folks? Welcome back to another episode of Tackle Tuesday here in my garage on JoeBobsBASS here on TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram. Thank you guys. Thank you guys for tuning in. Love doing these videos every week. It's really been so much fun. We've been going on, I don't even know what episode this is now, 32, 33, 34, something like that. We've been going for a while, since essentially I think February, maybe even mid-January or so this past year, 2024, we started. We're rocking. We're going with it. Maybe it wasn't that early. I'm not sure. You can go back and watch all of them if you want. But anyways, today, guys, we are talking about a fun little creation. I said, let's do something different today, and let's make some lures, right? This is not my idea. This is not a new concept. This is the OSP fuzzy dice. If you guys haven't seen those, that from the JDM market. Essentially what that is it's a cube with these jig hairs going through it. Just a lot like what you've seen me throw in the past here. One of my favorite baits of all time so far is the Emo Kamushi, right? More of a stick bait. This one's bigger, it's heavier, it's loaded with salt, but it's got those jig hairs going through it, and it gets bit like crazy, guys. Crazy, 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 it gets bit. So this is essentially just a more finessey version of that, and unfortunately, they run about $20 for 4 of them. I don't live by a tackle shop. It's about an hour drive to Waypoint Angler for me. That's just too far to go drive just to get a couple baits. Most of the time, if there's something I really got my eyes on, I might go do that. Or if I'm down in the area, drive around a lot for real estate. So sometimes I end up down there, most of the time not though. So I said, let's take this bag of old soft plastics that I've got. Let's chop some of them up and let's make some of these guys. It's really simple. It is tedious. It takes a little bit of time, but all you've got to do is have a chunk of plastic. I used the kind of midsection, the bodies from paddle tails, right? Soft plastic paddle tails. You can get 2 or 3 chunks out of one of those, depending on how big it is. And then all you do is take some jig hairs, jig rubbers, jig lines. I don't know what you call these. Skirts. That's the word, jig skirts. And that's it right there. I had one of these that broke off of one of my spinner baits. I said, let's keep that. Let's use it. You take a needle. You thread that 1 piece or maybe 2 pieces of skirt, depending on how big the eye of that needle is. You poke it through the bait. You pull it out. It's that simple, guys. And you're left with something like this. All right, this one's got 4 or 5, maybe 6 of those hairs going through it. And it's just a nice little finessey presentation, but it bulks it up with those jig hairs, that skirt that's sticking out of there, right? Just like the Emo Kamushi. That's not just a stick bait. It gives it a lot more natural flow and presence in the water because of those skirts, right? So you can pair this with just a little drop shot hook. You can pair it with a wacky hook. Hell, you can pair it with a 2, 3, 4/0 extra wide gap hook, like you guys know that I do for a lot of stuff that I rig, just because I'm a little lazy when it comes to hooks, right? But really, this is a fun little project. If you've got old soft plastics, rather than just throwing them away or taking the time to melt them down, go buy a mold, buy an injector, do all that kind of stuff, chop them up. You can make a bunch of these, save a ton of money. I mean, I've spent literally no money to make these. Obviously, I spent money on the plastic to begin with, but obviously it was just going to go in the garbage, right? So kept it around, and just like that, you got your own homemade fuzzy dice. So pretty simple, super excited to fish them. I've heard that those fuzzy dice catch fish lights out. Obviously, I know the bigger profile, that Emo Kamushi, same kind of concept, catches fish like crazy. So that's really it, guys. I'm super stoked for this weekend. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, I am headed up northern Minnesota to fish. That's it. Me and my buddy Zach are going up there for a couple days, and we're going to fish. We're going to fish pike. We're going to fish trout. We're going to fish bass, of course. Maybe panfish, whatever we feel like. And I've got kind of a big surprise that's coming with that. So hopefully chopping together either a big video for you guys of the weekend, or maybe a couple small ones. We'll see. Hopefully doing like a trout catch and cook. Hopefully just smashing some pike one day, and hopefully getting on some big bass. So the fall bite is here in Minnesota. That those night temps are coming down. The days are getting a lot shorter already. So those fish should be starting to turn over and definitely starting to get a little more active. So thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure you subscribe. Like I said, go check out the TikTok for the giveaway on this reel that I'm still waiting to give away. Haven't quite hit 10,000 followers yet over on TikTok, but as soon as we do, one of you guys is going to win this. So we will see you guys next week. Make sure you go catch some fish. Simple as that.